man that would risk his neck for his brother, man.
Shaft. Chris Arps, how was your long weekend, my friend?
It was excellent. Happy
Good.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Finished my binge watching on my Netflix show, so it was fantastic.
Which one did you binge watch?
We binge watched Daredevil. That's pretty good.
Okay.
It all fits in with the Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica, whatever. That's all the same. So
I wanted to binge watch Goliath. I guess there's only been one season of it. My brother-in-law was telling me about it, but apparently it's on Amazon Prime. And while I've got a flat screen TV, at least, it's not a smart TV.
Okay.
So I can't access the Amazon stuff without buying some more stuff.
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
One.
I
got to buy
have
something.
like a cast.
Yeah, you got
like
to
a
have
casting
to.
thing. And,
I have never invested in anything like that.
Can I give you my 2 cents on Megyn Kelly?
Oh, please do. I wanted to keep talking about that because one thing is going to change big time if she's at NBC.
Yeah.
And that will be her wearing cocktail dresses for her primetime program.
Look, Megyn Kelly was making $10 million plus at Fox News.
Right.
She's probably going to make $20 million plus at NBC News. And if I was Chuck Todd, moderator of Meet the Press, I'd be looking over my shoulders.
You think?
Right now, yeah.
She doesn't want a Sunday morning.
They're not going to pay her the money that they're going to pay her to be a contributor or come on Meet the Press every now and then and do segments. She's going to be, I'm predicting right here now, she's going to be the new host of Meet the Press by the end of the year. Ever since Tim Russert died, the ratings of Meet the Press have been in the tank. I like Chuck Todd because I remember when he was with Roll Call. Becky and I used to watch him on C-SPAN on Washington Journal. He used to come on a couple of times of the week giving reports on what was going on in the Hill because he was the editor of the Roll Call magazine. But the show sucks with Chuck Todd on there. It does. And Meet the Press is the premier Sunday morning talk show, and they're bringing Megyn Kelly in there to groom her, to put her in there as a new host.
Well,
that's my prediction.
That's all right. I would disagree with that because I don't think her ego would let her work Sunday mornings. And you can't tape that on Friday night. You got to do it live. We'll do it live.
When you're being paid $20 million a year, you're bought.
No, I don't know. I think her ego will not let her do that. I may be wrong.
Meet the Press is the premier Sunday talk show. Been around for 50 years.
It used to be.
And look how that could her career is already at a high point.
Thank you.
Look what that could do for her career if she could put Meet the Press, the premier Sunday morning political talk show, back on top.
If you're an up and comer in the television news business, I mean, let's face it, that's kind of how Russert kind of built that program. Yeah. And they tried to replace him with David Gregory. That didn't work out, right? So I'm just not sure bringing somebody down from the top to do that works. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be part of her duties, and I'll guarantee you she's negotiated some sort of primetime program at NBC.
Well, you know the Democrats are always into first. So this is going to be the first woman that's ever hosted a permanent host of this Sunday morning talk show. She's not a hard woman to look at. The ratings are in the tank. Come on, Mark, it makes sense. You were in the television business for 100 years. You know how it works.
But they've got some decent looking women over there, and they've never put one of them on that show.
How long did you say he's been in the TV business?
About
forever.
100.
Is that what you say? 100 years? Thank you.
Years.
Yeah,
but you're aging well.
That's Chris Arps, who used to fill in for me on occasion, ladies and gentlemen. So, no.
I said you're aging well.
I appreciate you. I really do. Speaking of media, I have to point this out. Yeah. So it's long stuck in my craw that John Dickerson, who hosts the CBS morning show on Sundays now, what's it called?
I listen to the podcast.
Okay.
Face
the Nation. Disgrace the Nation.
Yeah.
So he now hosts that, and he took over from Bob Schieffer. And they throughout the election cycle, he was their chief political correspondent. They would bring him onto the CBS morning show. John Dickerson, our chief CBS correspondent, with his little flippy blonde hair he's got, and it baffled me that at the same time, the guy used to be the managing political editor of Slate.
Yeah.
What is Slate, Chris Arps? Can you explain that to the listeners?
Very, very, very left-wing online magazine.
Thank you.
I think they call it.
So
left-wing.
He continues to be a contributor to Slate. Mm-hmm. So I'm on Slate today looking at some article. I can't remember why I linked over there even because it's irrelevant. And this little ad pops up in the middle of the screen that says, "Help us fight against Donald Trump. Support Slate so our reporters can do the hard work the media won't to take down Donald Trump," or something like that. And John Dickerson, who hosts this show on CBS in the morning, who's supposed to be a serious political commentator, a journalist, is a contributing editor to Slate magazine online.
But you know this.
How can that be?
But all of these people that are in the mainstream media, it's so incestuous because all of them are married to Democrats that are either in the administration or in Congress. I mean, Chuck Todd's wife works in Congress, works for some congressman. It's been like that forever. So it doesn't surprise me. And remember, before Chuck Todd got promoted to NBC, the host, he was NBC's political director, if that means anything.
He was. Yeah, that's a good point. And one of the NBC vice presidents and his brother worked for the Obama administration?
I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm pretty sure that's how that went down.
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, it is certainly a little bit of an incestuous relationship. I don't know.
Don't ask me to spell that, though.
No. That's true. What did you hear any of what I did here at the first part of the show today?
Of course.
I know you were driving down here,
Yes.
but I was talking about the big deal they made about Donald Trump's New Year's Eve comments.
Yeah, I heard that.
And that because of the fact that he praised somebody who's building one of his hotels in Dubai, that he somehow can never escape having a conflict of interest because he has friends who are rich who build things.
Well, and I've said it here, I think last week when I was hosting and when I've been on before, is that's going to be their whole strategy for the next 4 years. Conflict of interest. Because his business are so expansive and involved in so many things that, of course, there's going to be overlaps and conflicts of interest. The things that the Democrats and liberals just don't seem to realize is we knew all that while he was running for president, and people discounted it and didn't care.
Right. No, it's a
valid
point.
That's going to be their thing. I keep reading their strategy about the emoluments clause in the Constitution and conflict. So it's going to be ad nauseum for the next 4 years.
What I want to it's going to be nauseous, that's for sure. What I want to talk about when we come back, Congress has been sworn in. They're already talking about their agenda. They went into some sort of a private meeting yesterday before the new Congress got sworn in and decided they were going to get rid of this ethics commission. I guess it was a trial balloon.
Yeah.
Took so much incoming fire over it overnight that today they backed away from it. Even Trump was firing at him over it. So I want to talk about that. Also, voter fraud. How big of an issue is it? There's the Post Disgrace has a huge article on it today talking about people in the Fifth Ward and all this. Chris Arps has got some thoughts on that. I'm going to pick his brain. We'll get to your phone calls at 314-969-9797. We're right back in a minute.
Going out of my mind.